Hey team, welcome back. So as we mentioned in our last lecture, we're going to start working on just creating the component and then setting up the routes. And of course that's going to entail setting up the view, right? Setting up the UI design for a form and just make sure that we can navigate to it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how we pass the parameter to our route, because that's going to be a really important piece of the puzzle here, right? So the first thing in this lecture is to go to the project folder, and we're going to create a new component called update project.js. Now we could do a copy paste from the add project, but you know what, like I don't wanna risk having things that could be messy, because then we have to be so careful in cleaning everything up before we use the component. So I'm not gonna risk it. Okay, I hope that's fine. We're just gonna invest additional time to get additional practice. So we're going to first create a class-based component, RCC tab, if you have all the extensions that I recommended that you install. Now that we have this here, I don't think we're going to do much with this other than perhaps return an H1 that says update project, at least for now. Okay, so now that we have this here, then we're going to want to set up the route. And this is going to be a very interesting one, because this one is going to take a parameter. And this is basically the first time that you're going to see a route like this, at least in this specific project. Maybe you have some experience with React and maybe you've seen this before. Okay, so here we're going to name this route update project. And as I mentioned, and as I showed you in the architectural video, this takes a parameter, which is the project identifier. So in order to pass a parameter from the route, what you need to do is put colon and then put the however you want to declare the parameter. In this case, I'm just going to call it ID. And then of course, this route is for us to load the update project component that we just created. So again, remember, I'm using auto import update project. If you don't have auto import, if you're not using VS Code, then you need to come here and type this out. Perfect. So now that we have this in place, then we're going to go to the place where we're going to trigger this route, and that's going to be the project item. Because and just so that you guys know that I'm not giving you information out of context, what we want to do, as I showed you in the couple demos that I've done on the actual prototype that we have on the cloud, we want to click here and we want this to actually send us to our update project component and basically our update component form, right? We just want to see the form. We want to get the form rendered, right? So first, in the project item, we need to make some changes there so that we can actually work with this. All right, so give me just a moment. Let me just close. I have so many things open here because I have so much like supporting material when I'm showing you guys something. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to import a link, and for this we can basically go to our add project. I think, give me a second because I rather that's not what I wanted. Just a moment. I am just going to look at something, make sure that I'm doing this right the first time. Again, no shame in looking at notes when you have like those little brain freezes. I might as well show you show it right the first time than trying to swing it. Okay, so let me just look at my notes here. And as I mentioned, in the project item 1, we have to import the link from React Router DOM. which we have used before. Import curly braces link from React router DOM. Okay. Now that we have this imported here, then we want to go to the main button here, to the main LI here, which is the one that says update project info, and then we want to get rid of this A tag here, and we're gonna get rid of all of them eventually, but let's just do it one by one as we start working on this. So remember, the link is the let's say our A tag in the React world. Now, I think that you can still use A tags, but we're better off using this here, right? So now, remember that what's going to happen is that the user is going to click on Update Project Info, and then that's going to take us to our form. But remember, we need to pass her a parameter. So in reality, we're using Update Project. That's the route that we are declaring here, not.js. And sorry for the back and forth, but I really want you guys to know where things are coming from. But we need to pass her a parameter. That parameter is actually this project identifier right here. But if we try to do this, and I don't think I've shown you this yet, this is not going to work, right? As you can see, it doesn't even take it. And if I try and save this, maybe it won't. Well, it's not even running. Sorry, npm start. By the way, my Java server is still running, and I think for the next time we change the backend, I'm just gonna put in Heroku for you guys, and then yeah, we're gonna have a different setup because that way we don't have so many things running at the same time. Okay, but if we click here, it takes us to the route, but we don't really get the parameter here, and if we use it this way, we're not really gonna extract the parameter. So please pay attention to the right syntax whenever you need to pass a parameter to a link. First, you need curly braces, and then you need backticks. Okay, not single quotes, not quotes, backticks. Okay, if you're on a Mac, is the key that is right next to the number 1. If you're on Windows, I believe it's the same thing. But anyway, this is what you need: the backticks here. And then you're gonna do update project and then slash, and then the next thing that you need to do is put the $sign and then again curly braces, and then that's where you get the project identifier, which is what we need to pass to this route here. Okay, and other than that, everything else stays the same. Okay, so now we go from this ugly thing here that made no sense whatsoever, and now we see here that we have the update project, and then we have the parameter, which is the project identifier, which is exactly what we need to pass on to the update project. So now that we've done this, this route is going to allow the update project to actually have this ID in its props, and then when we set the component did mount lifecycle hook to actually do the get project, then we can pass it this ID. But we're not gonna do that in this video. We're just gonna finish up styling this. So I just want to show the form, and that's all, and make sure that the form's clean and ready for us to start working on wiring things up. So I'm just gonna bring here, I'm just gonna grab the give me just a moment, because I'm just gonna grab the designs, but I'm just gonna grab it on the different windows just so I don't clutter it as much. And remember, those designs, they will be in this branch, and I'm actually working on putting them in the general resources section. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little copy paste, and again, if you're looking at this, give me a second. Sorry that this is getting a little slow here, but I'm just trying to be very thorough. you know what I should do? I should just add this here and just put the design here, and then we're gonna open the project form, right? Because this form is the same form that we're gonna use for creating and editing. And then here, remember, we're gonna copy from where it says start of project form, and then we're gonna stop selecting and copying where it says end of project form. And we're gonna copy this, we're gonna bring it here, we're gonna get rid of this, open parenthesis, space, copy. Cool. Then we need to get rid of this comment here. Then this time around, and I explained this before, we're gonna leave it disabled because the project ID we do not change, and even if we try to, it's non-updatable anyway. And then the next thing that we need to do is do our cleanup, our JSX cleanup, and the only thing that we need to clean up here is the that class, and change it, switch it to class name, which is a JSX syntax class name. Okay, so with that in place, now we're gonna test the flow. Oh, by the way, I do want to clean this up. Update project form. Update project form. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna go right now. My server's running right now. My Java server is running as well, so that we can see the project objects here that we have on our backend. And then we're just gonna click on update project. We see the parameter and we see the form. And then the next thing that we want to do is obviously connect everything, wire everything up, so that we can get the existing project that we're trying to update here, so we can get the information here. And then of course then the video after that one, then we're gonna work on actually submitting the form. All right, I hope this all makes sense. As always, if you run into any issues, go see the branch, go see the code in the branch, and you should be okay. If that doesn't do, if you still have problems, then feel free to go to the Q&A, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.